Hi, this is Jack Canfield, and welcome back to another segment of Hollywood Live. My guest right now is Becky Cagen, and she is the president of Cagen Music, and they produce and she performs at events all over the world, corporate events and weddings and galas, and the inauguration for Barack Obama, the inaugural ball in Washington, D.C. in 2009, over 6,000 events you've produced and performed at.
Yeah.
That's amazing. You've been very, very busy.
I have been, and I'm so young.
You are. You look young, at least. So tell us a little bit, give us a little more backstory about who you are and what work you do.
Sure. First of all, thank you for having me here
today. Oh, my
today.
pleasure.
It's so
Thank
much
you for
fun
being
to talk
here.
with you. I am so excited and fortunate to be working in the music industry. And like you said, my company provides music for events all around the country. So we do corporate events, charity galas, and a lot of weddings as well.
Mm-hmm.
And all those events that I've done, there's still some that really stick out. Recently, we did an event with Jennifer Hudson, a corporate event we opened for her, which was very exciting.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Oh my God.
As are you.
Yeah, but that's a whole other
I
league.
know, I know.
And then I was in a movie. I had a role in Opportunity Knocks, which
Really?
starred Dana Carvey.
Far
And
out.
I shared a trailer with him, which was totally just a gas. And then, of course, the best gig of all was when we were chosen to perform for President Obama's inaugural ball in Washington, D.C. And we were on stage with 20 other superstars, including Beyonce, Stevie Wonder, James Taylor, and Common, just to name a few.
What was that like?
Oh, it was amazing. It was amazing. I mean, here are people I've listened to my whole life and loved their music. They've been such influences on me.
Mm-hmm.
And then to be, with them performing at this historic event was very special. But, it's not just about the performing. There's so much that goes on beforehand in planning and producing, running a business, managing your employees and exceeding your clients' expectations at the same time. And during that, I've learned over these years that there are key principles that have really helped me and I think could help a lot of other people too. And so what I want to do is to take these key principles and teach them to other people.
Mm-hmm.
So
before we jump into that, I want you to go back. You probably started out as a singer, I guess, performer.
I was always passionate about helping people.
Yeah.
And I actually started in pre-med. I wanted to be a psychiatrist.
You want to be a psychiatrist?
I wanted to help people that way.
Uh-huh.
But then I found early on that I needed to have music in my life on a daily basis. So I switched majors and I went into music and special education.
So this was in college?
This was in college. Then I met my husband and we started performing together and producing events. And then that's, eventually led to the inaugural ball.
Very good, very good. That's great. So here you are, you're in the entertainment industry. What's your sense of the state of that industry right now?
I think it's going great. I think people need entertainment more than ever, actually, right now. A way to get away from everything they're doing and all the, tension in their lives, and it gives them a release to do that.
Yeah, it's a great industry.
It is, and I think it's really flourishing right now.
So you've been amazingly successful. 6,000 performances, that's incredible. And being on stage with all the people you mentioned, singing at the inaugural ball, being invited to do that. What do you think is the secret of your success? What's gotten you from where you were to where you are now? I
think it's because I never looked at it as a business.
You never looked at it as a business?
I always looked at it as a way to connect with people. So for me, in the music industry, it's about wanting to have a relationship with my client. So let's say, for example, a corporate event planner calls me and she's looking for music for her client's, corporate upcoming event. And, she has some vague idea of what she needs, but she's not a musician and she doesn't know how to make that happen. So the first thing I do is try to engage her in a conversation and get to know her and then get a better understanding of what her client's, let's say, corporate messages that they want to convey at that event. And then after that, that's when I start suggesting, different options that we have to offer, ideas that, might work for them. Or even more exciting, like when a bride calls and she wants me to help her with the biggest day of her life, her dream wedding, and make it a reality. And so usually the first thing I say is, the better I get to know you and your fiance, the more fun and exciting your wedding is going to be.
So you really engage the client.
I do.
Find out who they are
Exactly.
and what they want, what they love.
Exactly. And you know what? So many of our clients really consider us part of their friends and family network. And so we have so many repeat clients, meaning people who have already hired us before. They actually account for over 70% of my annual business.
Wow.
And so taking all that together, I really wanted to teach people everything I've learned, these key principles. So I've trademarked a process, which I call the ICARE Dream to Succeed method.
So can you tell us about this method? That sounds fascinating.
First, it starts with a dream. So what I have my clients do is tell me their dream. And what I find amazing is that most people are even scared to say it out loud. They're like embarrassed of it. They don't think it's possible or whatever. So I make them really say it to me, tell me what it looks like, and then I encourage them to dream big. Because I think if you're going to spend the time dreaming, why not dream big? It doesn't cost any more.
Right.
Well, my husband probably disagrees with that, but that's a whole other story. But so after they have their dream, in their mind and set, then I came up with this acronym, ICARE, as a way to help people remember 5 really simple steps that will help them live their dream life. So first there's I, and that stands for intuition. So trust your intuition. And a lot of people don't even think they have intuition, or they don't know how to zero in on it. Like for me, it's that little voice I hear in my head that lets me know what the right thing to do is. Or people say it's a gut feeling that they have. So that's the first part, is to recognize what that is. And then the next thing that leads you right into create. And I have them create a vision of living their dream life. And then in turn, that'll manifest itself into a reality. So we do things like create vision boards. I try to involve all the senses, seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, and have them write down what their dream is and tack it onto their mirror. When I was a kid, my mother used to write with lipstick on the mirror. So that's something I do. I'll write my dream and lipstick on the mirror so it's not going anywhere. Or maybe they put it on their phone as a screensaver, so that it's reminding them all the time of what their dream is. A is for action, and I tell my clients how it's very important to take the action steps in order to achieve your dream. And what I find is most important is that you need to take action now, because the good plan today is so much better than the perfect plan tomorrow. And then we go to R, and R stands for release. And what release is letting go of your attachment to the outcome. So I teach them using a releasing technique called the Sedona method, which I actually was introduced to by you.
That's right.
And then once you release, now you're ready for E, which is enjoy. And so I talk about enjoying living, your dream, enjoy that ride. And what I find, and I see it's true for other people, you're so busy trying to accomplish what you want to do, and it's all the stress and the work and whatever. And then when you get there, you're not even enjoying it. And so I help them find a way to do that, and I think releasing really sets that up. And that way, they have it all there. So it's ICARE, and I know it works for me.
I can see why it would. It's just on really good principles. So let me be clear, so our viewers are clear. You're a performer and you're a producer and you put on events, but this ICARE, that's a separate thing you're doing with individual clients?
And actually, what's so great about it is that I use it for myself, and it's exactly the same thing I do either as a success coach or as a musician. I'm helping people live their dreams. And for me, that's the most important part.
That's beautiful. It's very beautiful. So if you could travel back in time, here you are today, very successful in all these areas, to when you, let's say, started your company a number of years ago. I think it was 30 plus years ago.
Thanks, Jack.
Yeah, really. When you were 7.
Thank you. Even better.
So if you could talk to that younger you, that younger version of yourself, and give her some advice based on what you've learned over these years in terms of being more effective, getting there faster, being a better entrepreneur, what advice would you give you when you were younger?
Well, not to sound conceited, but I think what I would say is what I know now is that I was right then. I mean, honestly, I knew in my heart what I was supposed to do, and I did it. And I didn't listen to the naysayers. You know, several years ago, I read Don Miguel Ruiz's book, The Four Agreements.
Right, great book.
And the second agreement is don't take anything personally. And I didn't. And I just followed my heart, trusted my intuition, and I didn't listen to what people said or what they thought or even what they did when I was in the process of pursuing a dream. And, you know, of course I made mistakes, I'm only human, but I really tried to learn from those mistakes and then turn them around and use them as guides to help me continue, you know, down the path. And, you know, Jack, you've taught me so many things, but my favorite one probably is when you hear no, say next. And for me, that's great advice because I believe that everything in life happens for a reason. And in life, timing is everything.
So trust your intuition, follow your heart, don't listen to the naysayers. And when you hear no, say next.
Exactly.
And you just keep going.
And that's what I did.
Very good, very good, very good. Well, I wish we had a lot more time to talk. Unfortunately, we don't. If people want to get a hold of you, either for entertainment or for coaching, where do they go?
They can just go to our website.
Go to your website. Very good. Everything's there that they need.
Everything.
Okay. Well, Becky, it's been a wonderful opportunity to talk to you again, and I just love the work you do. I love you. You're in this new book, The Soul of Success. Take 1 second to talk about the chapter that you have in there.
Well, what I wrote about was the ICARE Dream to Succeed method, how to live your dream life, and how that all came about, which was really the aha moment for me was at the inaugural ball. Okay, good. Good. So if you want to get her book, if you want to hire her to perform, if you want to hire her to coach you, she does really good work. I go to her website, it's all there. So stay tuned. We'll be right back after this message.